Good evening everyone and welcome to my newest Satisfactory build. This is a turbofuel plant where I am processing 900 crude oil per minute into 2000 turbofuel. Let's start right here at my oil tower. As you can see, I have 3 oil buffers. I got an extra impure node all the way up here, as you can see. Just in case I needed a bit extra to cover for irregularities. The tower is quite high. I decided to do this to make gravity work for me at every step. I'll show you the outside architecture later. As you can see here, I built a wall. I didn't want to enclose the top, but just having a wall looked silly. So I built these supports. The crude oil goes in. There's a water tower here, by the way. Works the same, just a bit lower. Crude oil goes in here. Processes in 30 refineries going into heavy oil residue. The heavy oil residue is tapped out in 5 parts, going into these guys here. Now, where I built packaged fuel, the water goes in there, into my packagers. Every belt and every pipe is slightly underutilized. As you can see, they stay full pretty nicely. Very importantly, after every line, I have a fluid buffer. Have them here as well for the heavy oil residue. Another fluid buffer. The idea behind this is it always falls down from a height to get the head lift necessary, and it fills up the machines and the fluid buffer at the end. The fluid buffer makes sure that the fluid in the pipes doesn't slush. So I produce exactly enough heavy oil residue to fill these machines, and this thing keeps everything full and pressurized. Works like a charm. I have one upstairs as well for the crude oil. And I have these unpackagers over here. And these also have a fluid buffer for the fuel. Inside, I made a complete mess of these things. I didn't check which line had to go where, which results in this ugly fucking thing. But we make do. Every line has its own storage, and they're all full or nearly full, and everyone has a separate awesome sink to make sure that if I add too many or if I misconnect one of the lines, the overflow is synced and nothing stops. 9 coupons, yay. The crude oil process also, the crude oil into heavy oil residue process also gives me polymer resin. It's not a lot, but I am producing plastic here from all of that. And the plastic goes into these machines to make the empty canisters, which I use to fill up. And an extra storage to dump my own surpluses. Don't really need the door, but let's use it anyway. So the fuel goes downstairs here. Oh yeah. I only made these walls today, I keep forgetting. And another one. This mostly empty floor. We have 5 rows of assemblers. They're a bit empty-ish right now, I'm not sure why. As you can see by these things, I used a blueprint that assumed there would be a floor above them. This is the first time that this line hasn't been full entirely. I'll figure that out later. But these make compacted coal, and the compacted coal goes downstairs through these elevators. It's a bit of a mess behind this wall, so I made a double wall to hide it. But the compacted coal comes in, adding with the fuel. Here also at the end. 5 rows of refineries making the turbo fuel from the fuel and compacted coal. I didn't really need fluid buffers upstairs, but I made them anyway. And here. And these bad boys make turbo fuel. Let me check right quick. Are they all working correctly? Yeah, there's a bit of stuttering here. It's because of the compacted coal upstairs. I'll have to fix that later. My capacity is at 70,800 megawatts, and it has been there, as you can see, quite stable, no fluctuations in the line. It should be alright. This conveyor lift brings the empty packages downstairs. Because I wanted to have a bit of turbo fuel in my depot. Here are 5 rows of fuel generators. 5 rows of 51 fuel generators to be exact. I'll go down to the end right now. Noisy things, these fuel generators. Take a bit of distance so I can hear myself speak. Final generators at the end here are overclocked to 200% on each line. 51 fuel generators times 5 is 255 fuel generators. 10 are overclocked at 200%, so effectively I have 265 fuel generators running. I am wasting 0.625%. Wasting 0.625% of my turbo fuel. It's very efficient. So this is my power plant. Here we go again. As you can see, there is ample room left for expansion. When I'm getting rocket fuel in phase 4, I will expand to 800 fuel generators. Here I have my inputs. This one is pretty neat. From the east is pretty crappy, but we make do. Oil coming in into the tower. I hid the pipes going up because they're always ugly as sin. And this is the front. As you can already see, the walls are a bit glitchy. I don't know why. If anyone can help me fix the glitchy walls, I will be so grateful. So I based the colors off of what I'm producing. Downstairs I'm producing well, energy. So the default color of the, what's it called, the large billboards was enough. Turbo fuel on this one, compacted coal on the middle floor, but I decided to go with yellow for the sulfur. Over here I'm producing heavy oil residue, well, processing it really. I could have gone with orange, and all the way upstairs is the crude oil. Well, I'm pretty proud. Everything works. I haven't had any trouble for hours, except now apparently a bit of compacted coal. So I'll go figure that out. Thanks everyone for joining me on this factory tour. Now back to work.